That Wi-Fi together, Shannon. Here we go again. Let's get it. Where we at? Where we at? Where we at? Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. We here, baby. Hope y'all doing well. My name is Six Paths Dice, Mr. Lane. If you need me, let me get things a little more situated. You understand me? Yeah. Gotta make sure the levels is right. The levels is right. The levels is right. All right, I'm going to get this sound right real quick before we get started. You understand? I'm gonna bring that down to about 90. All right, boom, we good. Make sure that static ain't too bad for y'all, man. Hope y'all good, man. We're gonna go ahead and get right into the show, man. Listen, my name is Six Paths Dice, Mr. Lane. If you need me, welcome to Six Paths TV. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'm just a man with a few different jobs. One of my jobs is to help you improve your relationships to people, places, and things. I want to support you in your spiritual walk, whatever that may be. Because everything is a spiritual journey. You can't make good launches. So you know what I'm about to say. You can't make good long-term decisions without good faith. See? We transparent. But listen, we don't just jump right into it. Really, you need to relax. We always start with a song. So, let's get it. It's one of my favorites, man. Let's get it. One quick shout out to the time I was ducking in the bitch. Me and bro making sick, gotta kill for this shit. Fresh car, fresh in my shots, this bitch want you to know. Go back and forth with these O's. Niggas is covered in gold, I've been covered in gold. You cannot fuck with the bro. Niggas is covered in. I don't fucking ballin' no more neither. I'm at the block party with the glow like Easter. I think I was fucking with you out of convenience. These days I've been calling my son the black genius. To me when I was younger, know me now that I'm older. Being on my own, what made me an owner. Still getting money where the weather is colder. Shit, I'm not over. Coming over, what good is the army? Yo, use your soldiers. Pressure ain't for the hip, that's why I make our soldiers. Poor when it comes to talking like a rich nigga. Scared to be yourself, that's why you a bitch, nigga. Don't worry about the girl seeing in my DM. Don't you worry about it if I see you in the PM. Might be the reason that I ain't so stressed. I used to be a pleaser. I'm the one to impress. I said dedicated, I raised mine. I won't quit. Shout out to the time I was broken to the bitch. Being broke, people say gotta kill for this shit. Fresh car, fish in my chops. Much want you to know. Going back and forth with these old niggas is covered in gold. I've been covered in gold. You cannot fuck with the bro. Niggas is covered in. Fin and THC at the Black Sea with the CBD. Had bars for years like Chi. You get a Kanye beat before you get by me. Yo, it's about brotherhood. Roll to your brotherhood. Contract on you. Make sure your mother good long time. Pussy come from long time. Taking no trick, no bitch. Like she the queen of the egg. Something like King George without licking. Shout out to the years now I'm no longer winging. Being broke is a disease. No strong as I. I'll pray. Give food to the ops. Don't down your block. Bop back the block. It's a large picture. She cropped the top. I had to get away. No stand the fuck up and man the fuck up. Romance is tough love. Making my exit. Tell me the one love. Can't put it in words. I sound like young thug. Toxic level. Make a miss me a bunch. I'm master art. I'm not doing too much. I should look at Trader Joe's and be fucking it up. With my do-rag long niggas. Enough is enough. Black excellence. Opulence. Decadence. Smoking on that less restraint. This shit is elegant. Dedicated. I raise mine. I won't quit. Shout out to the time I was broken in a bitch. Being broke. Make you sick. Gotta kill for the shit. Fresh car. Fish in my chops. Bitch. What you to know? I'm back and forth with these old niggas is covered in gold. I've been covered in gold. You cannot fuck with the bro. Niggas is covered in.
New sash.
Alright, one more, man. Let's have a good time, man. We getting into the vibes. Where that John at, man? Where is that? Where is that? Here we go. I had to go. I had to go. Hey, I still love you. I hope you know. I hope you know. Hey, say the truth. You were never meant to be. Sorry, I had to leave. Sorry, I had to leave. Man, power up for not giving a fuck. Oh, if I represent my baby, not if you buck divine. Feminine touch, divine, masculine lust, being my masculine frame. I ain't doing too much. What you mean I ain't built shit? I built this whole country, leaving notes in my mirror saying, why don't you love it? Fucking 50-50, should have known you was bugging. But men aren't kids, so let me know if we fucking. Let's get it. I don't know. You. There's no we, my nigga, there's no us. Let's get it. I don't know you. You don't know me. Say who loves you. I don't care what you say, my nigga, that's not love. Yeah, I'm cool with fair, and I'm fair with the truth. I said, zoom, give me some warm, I'm getting loose. Feeling wiggly as a crackhead tooth. I said, girl, don't touch, I didn't produce the space you take up, the lies you make up. Yeah, I'm with you when you wake up, we fucking with no makeup. I do this in remembrance, I remember when. Yeah, this is when I lost my innocence. 32 years to find my path. For my son, I cut the time in half. So at 16, we'll smoke our first blunt together. It's a 6-pack. Yeah, baby, daddy can never. I say power to the people, bitch. I'm about to do maintenance. Used to want to be your nigga. Used to want to be famous. It's a kid that ain't kidding. No legs that keep licking. You ain't clumsy like Fergie. My niggas who stop tripping the moment they we're giving the moment it's stuck. Quick to see like I got time to rhyme something with bitches. Well, in fact, the first thing she wanna borrow some fish. You don't know me no more. And don't you fuck. I don't know you don't know me. Saying who loves you. Ooh. There's no we, my nigga, there's no us. Get it, I don't know you don't know me. Saying who loves you. Ooh. I don't care what you say, my nigga, that's not love. Yo, I hate you so much right now. I know you shine like a diamond cause there's diamonds in your mouth. Or you shine like a diamond cause I put diamonds in your mouth. And I can even hear the building and you cussing me out. I used to want your life, but I don't need your life. I never met my wife, but yo, I love my wife. And yo, I used to want a life that was better than yours. Now I'm eating good, fucking good, ready for war. Man, these can't be warring, but nothing important. I got bitches in warring, all the way out in orange. I made a kingdom in my heart, so now my aura is orange. Bros are pouring, let me Voltron farm and I say power to the people, bitch. I'm about to do maintenance. Used to want to be your nigga, used to want to be famous. I used to want a life that was better than yours. Now I'm eating good, fucking good, ready for war. I'm Shannon.
Someone needs to place the stage for the holidays.
Had my back.
Know what's going on.
They never had my back.
He told me how much.
Niggas always gotta show they
Let's get it, man. Let's get it. Where's my applause? Where's my applause? Let's get it. And then you still got teeth, huh? Shout out to Coach Greg. That nigga's a good. That's the funniest soundbite ever. Niggas always gotta show their teeth. All right, so I was listening to my stuff back the other day, from yesterday and whatnot, so I can see. If I have my speaker over here, you can't hear the sound effects. So here we go.
I snap my fingers. You forget that you ever gay.
Never gay.
Exactly.
Wait, no, stop.
Yes.
No, stop. You can...
niggas always gotta show they
Yo, listen, y'all niggas is not ready for the level of performance that I can bring y'all in my damn bedroom. You understand me? You understand? Do you understand? All right, I ain't got no show like that. I really need to chill. I need to go to sleep, but I'm a workaholic. So I'm an aspiring workaholic. I be trying to be a workaholic. I'm workaholicing. Pause. I don't like how that sound. Anyway, who knows? You know what? This might be a no gym week. I keep saying that if you an old nigga, you gotta do no gym weeks from time to time because that's the only way you're gonna like recover like for real. Because you're gonna keep going to the gym and shit, and you know it's gonna tired. So anyway, all right. So you already know, man. It's 6-pack TV, man. We're gonna go ahead and just run through some topics and shit. And matter of fact, let's go ahead and land back over here. I'm just gonna go down the line. I may go in circles and whatnot, but I don't. It is what it is. All right. So let's go ahead and revisit this right here. And let's go ahead and speak on what real kings do and what real dons do. You understand? So I'm going to go ahead and share this story again. So I think he spoke more in depth. So I didn't listen to I listened to the Kendrick album like once. I think I got almost through it. The GNX John. So this dude name was Dottie 6. I don't want to say his name wrong, but it spells Dottie 6. Known for his feature on Hey Now, calls out Kendrick Lamar in a raw confession revealing he's homeless now. So the person who wrote who posted this said artists build your business, need marketing help, and then go to a whole ad, right? So let me go ahead and play this real quick.
40s, nigga, I'm still over here, nigga. You act like a nigga got $1 million for that shit, nigga. The fuck, nigga, all that nigga got some clout, nigga. And fuck clout, nigga. On the day homies, nigga. Fuck, nigga, that fucking song with Kendrick ain't changed shit, nigga. The fuck is that change, nigga? I'm still from 40s, nigga. I'm still over here, nigga. You act like a nigga got $1 million for that shit, nigga.
I'm out
The
here.
fuck, nigga, all that nigga got some clout, nigga. And fuck clout, nigga. On the day homies, nigga. Fuck, nigga, that fucking song with Kendrick ain't changed shit, nigga. The fuck is that change, nigga? I'm still from 40s, nigga. I'm still over here, nigga. You act like a nigga got $1 million for that shit, nigga. The fuck, nigga, all that nigga got some clout, nigga. And fuck clout, nigga. On the day homies, nigga. Fuck, nigga, that fucking song.
So I know I've spoken this before, right? And I think it's worth revisiting, right? Because what you gotta understand is that when you're great at what you do, you gotta realize that when you're great, people kind of look at you as if you don't need no more. They see it as help. They see it as, oh well, you already winners, all right? And they look for someone to defeat you or to compare you to, or but just some kind of excuse to treat you like you're not yourself, right? Look, so I'm gonna go over this again with this whole Drake stimulus effect. One of the only reasons Kendrick is on that main stage is because of Drake, and that's been from almost every part of his career. Okay, every part of his career. I bring this up because y'all gotta really understand that you will never progress in life listening to people and being around people. Don't get me wrong. You have to take a journey, your own personal journey, and develop and have a desire to understand the world, understand how things work, understand the people around you. You have to have a desire for that. You understand? Because having a desire for that, you will develop higher self-awareness. But if you're not really interested in that, then it ain't never going to happen. Right? And I said to say this, being a lot of people ruin their life and ruin their relationships because you don't know how to keep it real with yourself. You have your whole own skewed idea of reality. You know, one of the main things that I feel like people do, especially creatives, right? A lot of creatives do this shit where they make themselves more important than they actually are, and they do it because they're thinking about, especially like so for example, like having this idea that people should know you, which is really weird to me. Unless you're very famous, like why should people know you? Or unless, you know what I'm saying, like why should people know you if y'all are strangers? And on top of that, it's an unrealistic expectation. You know what I'm saying? And it's about how you define yourself. Like, yo, like, I may rap, but I'm me first. That's what makes me popping. Is me. I'm a whole person. You know what I'm saying? As Tracy Ellis said, I'm a very robust. Yo, she described herself as a cup of coffee. When y'all golden girls start describing yourselves as cups of coffee, I was like, God damn, this bitch a cup of coffee. You talking about I live a full life, robust, full. You mean like full of nah, she be doing parties. She mean full of meat. All right, like she just listen. Whenever you hear women openly like lusting after men's looks, and I'm not saying I'm talking about when you can tell someone's remembering a sexual encounter and stuff like that. Like when you hear women talk like that, like in public, nothing wrong with talking with being attracted to men or saying that a man's attractive, but when it's a public conversation, especially for grown women. When I was younger, a woman that's Tracy Ellis Ross's age would be considered very grown. Very grown. You know what I'm saying? Openly talking about the fact that you begging young dudes, that is some predatory shit. It's damn near like, nah, you're a predator. Like more and more, we're starting to realize how much you brought as predators. But anyway, let's go back to the original point. Black man always the prize, right? So going back to Dodie Six, right? I'm the brother from Compton, the brother from LA and whatnot, right? Throughout this battle, what it was about was there is a Negro act. We got let's call them Negro activities. One of the Negro activities that Negroes like to participate in is basically our own brand of tearing someone else down, right? Or for the most, but specifically black men. Black men aren't allowed to enjoy anything or have anything or like without it being a bunch of backlash. Like I was listening to CGA earlier, right? And he was playing his show so damn long. I start putting timestamps down. But he was playing the video, it's an old video for the Johnny Carson show, and it was some young actress. She's about 28 years old, right? And obviously Johnny Carson was taken with her. He was taken with her. You know what I'm saying? You know, he was showing he was showing his teeth a whole lot. My bad. Hold on, let me make sure I turned the thing off, the Backward. All right, cool. We good. The nigga was showing his teeth, and the point that CJ was making was that he says to her, "I'm old enough to be your father," and she said, "No, I've dealt, I've been with older men." And then, well, before she gets to that point, she smiles and says, "Or you can be my lover." You know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, even back then, that kind of conversation, I was very much a grown and late night conversation. But the point CGA was making was that age gap dating is not as big of a deal. I mean, in terms of understanding that, attractive. Well, I'm gonna tell you something in general, right? Really attractive women, like if you're a guy, right, you're more likely to probably get that off with a really attractive young girl because you got to realize more men try to approach her. So the idea, she has a better idea of what is a good option, right? Like the other day, I was driving and whatnot, right? And I guess I hope them girls was from college, but these were some young girls and whatnot, right? Now, normally, this is what I noticed too. And don't get me wrong, the more attractive ones, they're going to be predators. You know what I'm saying? So they're going to be kind of looking for you anyway. But nah, so I saw some younger girls walking. I think I mentioned this before. And yo, the prettiest one, so he put a shoulder signal from the sidewalk. He pulled the head back and smiled. That's okay. Unc still got it. Unc still got it. You know what I'm saying? Niggas always gotta show that. Anywho, but yeah, man, you can't let people like that be getting you off your square. You don't listen. If you know you're great at what you do, if you're really working your ass off, and you know for sure you're getting better results than everyone around you, you know that you've done the work, you put them years and you paid dues. Listen, Unc, your boy. I feel like I'm more like Big Bro. I don't know if I should be calling myself Unc. You know what I mean? But I still feel like I don't know. Like my position ranks above Unc though. Like I'm really like a legend out here in these streets and shit. Like real talk. Like for like hip hop and shit, I'm a fucking legend. I be bugging out when people be in my comment section saying you have no credibility. You need more credible takes. Bitch, I'm one of the nicest niggas to walk the earth. You understand? I'm one of the nicest niggas to walk the earth. I have done this rap shit on a high level. Just to be an okay battle rapper, you have to be amazing. It's literally like fighting. Just for me, just to be an eye fighter, you have to be if you're able to beat other fighters, it doesn't matter how good they are necessarily. You know what I'm saying? Because that's you fought who the competition was. If you have not been decisively knocked out and decisively beaten, that would mean that you are a good fighter. Can't none of these niggas beat me. That niggas be my goddamn comment section talking because you don't like what I'm saying about Kendrick and his short ass. Listen, let me tell you something. You know what's crazy? I really got to like, I only could listen to his old shit. Like he is so corny to me now. Like this whole thing, it's because like I said before, even Kendrick is behaving like a nigga that need to get on. The way that boy carrying on with that tour, you carrying on like a nigga that need help. Not like a legend. That's one of the biggest reasons why the shit looks so bad. Like I said before, Azalea Banks made a good point about just for the sake of optics and for the sake of the culture and also for what your image is, he could have put out a tweet or said something, you know what I'm saying, to basically end the whole thing with him and Drake. You know what I'm saying? So yo, good shit. That was dope. That was fun. You know what I'm saying? So whatever, right? Instead, he, for the most part, and listen, niggas will do this. We got a lot of men don't do well in relationships because especially black men, because black men are conditioned to eat shit. And you don't do well in relationships because you don't even know when you're being attacked. You don't know when you being dissed. You got friends or people who supposed to be your friends. Your biggest haters, your friends and family. Keep it above because they know you. All right? And it's one of the reasons why doing something competitive is important because it teaches you what life really is and it brings you back to the center and it's making the right, even winning any game, any sport, no matter what it is a series of decisions made at the perfect time. All fighting is a series, it's everything, but it's a series of decisions made at the right time. Any game you playing, a series of decisions made at the right time. So when you are doing something that's competitive, it brings you back to that, and also it makes you think more objectively because you have to deal with wins and losses. And ironically, even though it's painful, even though it's not fun, even though I don't like it, the times when you don't get what you want, or the times when you lose, you seemingly lose, that's when you have the most enlightening experiences. What I went through getting this apartment always reminds me that, yo, nigga, anything is possible. This the other day, I'm talking to my son mother and everything. She said to me, "Oh, do you want me to pick Levi up?" And I'm like, "Pick him up." I'm like, "Oh, you going to get?" I'm thinking that she taking Ubers and shit. I'm like, "Hey, you going?" I'm like, "Well, no, it's okay. I bring him." And I forgot what she said. She said, "Okay." She talking to me about traffic. I'm like, "Why are you telling me about traffic?" I said, "Okay, all right." And I forgot what she said, but she she got a new car. You know what I mean? And like, yo, and the other day I was just thinking like, man, I wish I had more money. Cause I'm like, I need to get her a car because they need a vehicle to ride around. They can't be telling me. I hate the fact that she had no car. I hated that. We may not talk every day, but I still want her and my son to have nice things, to have a nice life. And again, that's perspective. That's maturity. I think about that all the time, like about like, yo, the importance of like of providing, or basically providing a decent life for, like, for my son, and understanding that his mother is a part of that. You know what I'm saying? And it's easier on me and my conscience if I know that I can help with that. So you know what I'm saying? But anywho, sorry. But anywho, so good. Getting back to the competitive mindset, one of the reasons why men don't really understand this shit is because they don't understand what a competitive mindset is. So that means that when someone's in competition with you, they're not looking to appreciate you and what's best about you, and that's what you get confused at. So the analogy I used before was the huge cock analogy, where like you're in the locker room with your friends and you're getting dressed and whatnot, and I don't know, man, maybe it's a warm day, your towel drops and it's like, oh my god, Johnny, you've got a huge horse dong, right? And everyone's trying to laugh it off and make jokes about it in the moment and whatnot, and move on because it's awkward to see your friend, your friend naked. And then also to find out your friend has a huge dong, right? And let's imagine Johnny walking around feeling like, damn, like these niggas really don't fuck with me like that. They really don't got no love for me. You know what I mean? Because these same people, I can't believe that these same people, like, yo, they never, you know what I'm saying, don't show me no love when it comes to that. Then one day someone asked, one of his friends, asked Johnny, why you seem down? You seem a little standoffish. She's like, yo, man, I got some stuff in my chest, man. What's on your mind, Johnny? Talk to me. I'm your boy. Talk to me. And Johnny say, damn, bro, like, how come you don't never ask me about my dick? Well, how come you don't never ask to see it? You don't ask to touch it. You don't ask. I'm saying, is it getting hard? You don't ask me nothing. You don't care about my penis. You know what I'm saying? And that's who you are. When you're great at what you do, you are a dude with a huge cock, wanting your friends to ask you about your huge cock and ask to see your huge cock, and you want to talk to them about having a huge dick. And then I had a better one. Let's take it to the next level. Now, this is based off the Dave Chappelle joke about, watching other comedians do comedy, right? So to help other rappers in particular, or just other creatives in particular, to understand how you sound when you say this shit, you, for the most part, when you want people to like give you your flowers or show you props and stuff like that, or give you props, that nigga sees you the same way a cuck, right? Who's not really like a cuck who gets a bunch of pleasure. Like, he's getting cucked and he's made to sit in that room. And he kind of has learned he learned just to be okay with it. It's not really a thing where like he's like sipping wine or smoking a cigar, watching you pipe this girl down. It's not exactly like that. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't exactly hate you, but at the same time, you are like banging his wife. And imagine you are a bull, right? And the better you are, the more that you are Lexington Steele and Tyson Beckford rolled into one nigga. All right. And then I imagine a mix between Lexington Steele and Tyson Beckwood or Morris. I don't know. Imagine a really handsome cat coming to pipe your girl down, and it's not really something that you want. You know what I mean? That's how it feels for them to watch you do your thing. And for you, when you're really great at what you do, you look at them like cucks in a way, or you take them as serious as the bull takes the cuck. You look at them like, yeah, man, I'm hitting this shit, right? I'm tearing this shit up, right? And it's like, yeah, well, and nigga, I guess, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, yo, you got to think about how much humility would it take for that cuck to say, yeah, man, you fuck my girl, really? You be blowing the back out, man. It's legendary. You know what I'm saying? You know how much humility it would take for a nigga to admit that. To admit some, you know what I'm saying? But that's what it's like. And again, y'all don't be understanding what it is. So going back to the whole Kendrick thing, right? Being as though in his mind he thinks he's on par with Drake, and he's not, right? And we see it when he tries to be commercial or tries to give you joints. Kendrick's strength is in being weird. I think that what he would have done better collab, and I think that's what's been missing. You don't collab enough. You don't collab a lot, not really. And also the nigga ain't been active, right? And also you ain't got the stimulus effect. I showed a video the other day where I'm talking about really the same thing, but it's important to go over because that's one of the things that has to be taught on this channel. If you watching me, yo, one of the things that I want you to have a better relationship with people, places, and things. And I'm talking about competition right now. So you don't take shit personally when people don't show you love. If you have to do shit for yourself if you're really a serious person. You can't be doing it because you waiting for someone to say, man, that was amazing. It took me years to get over what validation from those that in my close circle. Remember the other day, I think I sent my man's a battle, you know what I'm saying, to check out and whatnot. And he came to my desk, he was quoting some of the lines and shit, which I really appreciated everything. It was a very it's a great feeling, pause. But at the same time, it's like, I've heard, again, I don't get tired of hearing it, but it's like, it's not the same as when I was younger when I needed to hear it. Now, of course, it always lets me know that I'm doing something right, when I get the kind of acknowledgement, especially for people that I respect and people that I know that I look up to in certain respects. But at the same time, it's like, yo, you have to do things for you. That's one thing men have to get over. Like listen to CGA and Angry Man. It really helped me to get in touch with being more comfortable with, I'm doing this because I want to do it. You know what I'm saying? It's just I'm meant to play on this level. You understand? I'm just meant to play. I'm meant to play on a high level. I just am. Sorry. Sorry. All right, let's get to the next topic, man. I'm trying to find some clips to react to and whatnot. Again, this show is going to basically just, it's going to be a little hodgepodge. We're having a good time, man. We're kicking it. I might take a break in a second. Who knows? But I came across this clip of Baby talking about when he met Wayne. And it was important to me for a few different things. For one, this is a good example of what goes on in a relationship when the person's not in competition with you. Now, Baby was in some music, but Baby wasn't really a rapper. Baby I think he was always on the records, but I feel like he started doing, having these big records with him rapping a little bit later on, in the whole Cash Money timeline, right? But he was talking about just, and now mind you, he heard Wayne before he became this version of Wayne, right? But this is one of the best relationships that a young black man can have, is someone older than him who saw his potential. Because real talk, is certain relationships that you're gonna make and certain contacts you're gonna make that will change everything. They both immortalized each other. Black man always the prize, you know what I mean? But Baby had the leadership skills to take this young man. You say a 10-year-old kid that could rap. Let's go ahead and get into it. He had the leadership skills to see the talent in this young man and lead him to becoming one of the greatest rappers to ever walk the earth. Shout out to Lil Wayne, shout out to Baby, Cash Money, CMB. Let's get it.
See, I'm gonna pull up on him. So I pull up by this record store, and he little bit of nigga with a pick, and I just saw no fear in it. Yeah, no fear. Yeah, and that's what made me really take to him. He wasn't scared to rap to me. He wasn't scared because, we coming so deep with so many niggas. So right, I had about 30 with me. Right. And I ain't nothing but like 16, 17. You hear me? So he little young rapping to me. I said, no fear. I won't fuck with him. Yeah. And that's how we clash from there.
That's how it be sometimes, man. That's how it be. But the reason why Baby was able to do that was because he wasn't in competition. You always gonna have kind of a bit of a problem. Not really a problem, but kind of a weird dynamic when you're around people who do the exact same thing you do. Because basically, for the most part, y'all are sleeping with the same woman, and you want, and for the most part, you cool. Cause you feel like, well, I fuck him more anyway. So, he can smash too, and it's like you don't. It's like she focused on you, and he's focused on her, and that's kind of how like that's y'all's relationship. But when someone's older than you and they're not competing with you, they can see the best in you. All right. And that's another reason why it's important to find people who support you. Because, like, I can't stress enough. Sorry, some food here. I can't stress enough. I wouldn't be able to do nothing that I be doing now if I didn't have friends who encourage me. Like my boy D-Rock. Wasn't for D-Rock, I wouldn't be battle rapping still. You know what I'm saying? Like, because he helped me to kind of accept, nigga, you're going to always rap anyway. You're gonna always rap anyway, and like, yo, if I would have did it the way I wanted to do it, I mean, I was gonna Six Paths Dice was supposed to be like a series and be like a character and story arc that ended at some point. And Six Paths Dice comes this a reference to a nod to Naruto and the six Sage of the Six Paths and the power that the Sage of the Six Paths had. And Six Paths Dice basically is basically saying, yo, this is my final version. This is the God level of who I am. This is a style where it's all encompassing and it's overwhelmingly powerful. All right, and I bring you that Six Paths energy in everything I do, even with this right here. Like who else doing shows where they rap in the beginning? Who else got jokes and got all this damn experiences, information? You understand? Unique perspectives, my nigga. Trying to tell you. But shout out to Baby Man, shout out to Wayne, bro. Watch the people around you. Look to your left, look to your right. You might see a hater. But now, real talk, you need people who support you, man. Shout out to my friends. Always think my boy Al, like, yo, like if my mother. The other day, I think I told my mother, I appreciate that. When I was younger, I didn't have a mother who put me down or talked down to me or talked to me crazy or nothing like that, or cursed me out or told me very negative things about myself, or the fact that every time I see my mother looks happy to see me. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be having to do stuff and stuff like that. So I'll be having to go see my mother to drop my son off and everything. But it really keeps me going because as long as I get a hug from my mother and from my sister, I'm good. You understand? But anyway, let's go ahead and get to this next topic, man. I really should go sit the fuck down. But anyway, so speaking of male leadership, you know what I'm saying? Speaking of so I haven't been made that privy or that party or whatever you call it to this Meg Thee Stallion thing. So Meg Thee Stallion appears to be falling off. So let's go ahead and read into this real quick. What's going on, Meg?
Something got to change from the hotties and me. And I don't like fussing. But bitch, I kind of want to fuss. Somebody said you trying to sugarcoat it. It's not even nothing particularly bad about like the hotties. Like I just want to express what I'm feeling in a clean way. I feel like bitch, something got to change. Something got to change from the hotties and me.
God damn, like she sounds unintelligent. Goodness gracious. It was a stream a while back when Angry Man was talking, and he was talking about how our celebrities back in the day wasn't super intelligent, but they at least tried to sound like like they had sense, and especially if they wasn't rappers. I mean, because really, you only hear rappers talking in interviews and sound stupid because some of these niggas was really from the fucking gutter. Like them Cash Money niggas, them niggas is from the gutter. You understand? Like Louisiana is like New Orleans is one of the poorest cities in the world, especially after Katrina. You understand? So when I visited New Orleans, yo, the tour guide talked about how a lot of kids are not in school because for the most part that city is split into like two halves, like the haves and the have-nots. You know what I mean? Shit is crazy. But anywho, yeah, man, we don't know. What the fuck was that? She didn't say nothing. But let's go ahead and read what the good bro had to say, man. What do you say? So it says Megan Thee Stallion went on live last night, seemingly inviting people to her pity party after her new song flopped hard and saw more than a 41% drop on Spotify the next day. See what happens when a machine stops botting for you and gives it to Doechii. You're surprised because they lied to you. So again, male leadership, right? So Meg Thee Stallion is not really tied to any male rapper. So back in the day, what made all the female rappers legendary, right? All the female rappers that you think about and talk about all the time, they were always tied to and associated with extremely talented men, or they were part of a group or a clique. But with that, they got mentorship and their styles were well rounded because they were around men. And shout out to Av, this is a conversation that went on in spaces. And he was talking about getting the females more shine. And it's like one of these things. Honestly, battle rap, it's not like, I don't want to call it simping, but there's this female battle rap conversation that goes on in battle rap about basically there being some kind of disparity or inequality, you know, between female and male battle rappers when all actuality, just be honest, it's just two different skill levels, and it's different skill levels. I mean, let's keep it 100. Females don't rap as good as men. Women don't do a lot of things that are for men or started by men. Women don't really do it better, or they can't really compete in that arena. I'm not saying it's not no girls that rap good. There's a lot of girls that I like, but I mean, just keep it 100. It's not. It's first of all, so many different things that have to come together for a female battle rapper to be good. You know what I mean? One of them is having a voice. A lot of women, because they're smaller, they're not able to project in a way that sounds good and sounds like battle rap. Like someone like say a Jazz the rapper. Now she has a great rapping voice, but her voice is deep. She has a deep, damn it, like a dude. You know what I mean? Some women have deep voices, so when she raps and shit, it don't sound bad. When she don't sound like a dude, but her voice is deep. All right, that doesn't have that many female characteristics to it. You know what I mean? So she sounds better battle rapper. But anyway, but it's always this thing about helping them, right? But shout out to Av, made a good point about female rappers in general will look up to the men and they would emulate the men, right? And copy the men. And what happened when Thought rap and 304 rapping were basically that whole city girl, all them girls came out at the same time selling that same bullshit. Basically, I know I look regular, I know I look normal, but trust me, I'm not a beautiful woman, but I'm a bad bitch. Bad bitch and beautiful women could have come down to becoming two different things. Because bad bitch is a church and a religion. It's not about how good you actually look. Because a lot of girls that's unattractive, I've heard a lot of women who's unattractive say a bad bitch, that they're a bad bitch. And I'm serious about that. Girl I know was extremely overweight, and she was playing, but that's not funny. You never hear niggas play about being like, a trust fund baby. You know what I'm saying? Or about being rich. You know what I mean? Like, or you don't hear dudes joke about having a horse cock. You don't joke about that. Not really. Like, oh yeah, I'm so hungry. Yeah, if you're not hungry, you don't joke about shit like that. Okay? Because you'll be called to task. Called to task. Is your phone ringing? That's me. It's me. The world doesn't deserve 6-pack dice.
Niggas always gotta show that.
Anyway. Alright, man. Let me read what the bull had to say. But also, too, let me get back into the whole leadership thing, right? I don't know if she pissed off and whatnot, but basically that support, I guess, has been withdrawn, right? And also, as I said before, being as though Megan is not tied to no one, for one, Megan, what we started doing with females is, what we started doing with rappers in general is, no, like rappers and R&B singers, like y'all stop showing improvement. Y'all don't display y'all don't do any displays of skill ever throughout your career, and that's another reason why, like, yo, y'all don't have longevity, because Meg, again, she didn't do any of the things that the greats do. You never battle raps. You never came through and did a freestyle on Flex. None of that shit. Like, you're not that kind of rap. Like, when that was one of the worst things that happen to artists is no one asking you to rap on the spot. All right, around the beginning of the 2010s, it became a thing because more and more artists couldn't actually rap well. Like, they weren't actual rappers where, like, they had bars. They were someone who had a song. All right. To really be an artist, you have to have bars and a song. If I can't throw on a beat and you can't just rap to the beat and display your skill, you know what I'm saying? That's the same as, like, yo, you being a singer and you can't do covers. Like, you cannot sing someone else's song. You cannot make it your own whatsoever. If that was the case, niggas would say, oh, then you really can't sing. I heard so do this cover. That cover was fucking terrible. Or like, you know what I'm saying? Because covers are an opportunity to display your range and your level of skill. Okay? Mm-hmm. It is good. All right. So anyway, she didn't do any of that stuff. She skipped that whole process. And when artists skip that process, you are not able to get yourself hot because, for one, you're not really good. Like, she done forgot that you're not actually good. No. You are a Trojan horse. You are meant to sell propaganda and help to bring the community down. That's why they had you out here. Like, Hot Girl Summer is the most devilish thing that I've ever heard of. I never forget seeing this video online, right? It shit was scary. I ain't gonna hold you, man. I clutched my pearls, especially back in 2020. And it's a grainy video where this dude is confronting his girl and they're at a hotel room or it's a hallway or the room, one of those, right? And she's basically there with another dude. And her boyfriend's confront her saying, yo, I came to meet you down here and so, and this is why you want to come down here before me, this and that. And she says, he not leaving and you not leaving. And we don't see the rest of the video, but he's like complaining and damn near crying. And it looked like it's one of those situations where, like, he want to knock a block off, but he's not going to do that because he's a civilized man and he care about it. And when you care about your woman, you don't want to knock a block off. But when men get disrespected to a certain level, it does make you want to cry. It's like calling a woman ugly, like real loud to her face. It doesn't matter how pretty a woman is. If you yell, you ugly wench, you ugly bitch, to her face over and over again, she won't shed a tear. Go try it. I dare you. I double dog tear. You know what?
Niggas always gotta show that.
You understand? Oh man, hold on.
Little ninja. I see you, little crusty ninja. I see you, little crusty ninja.
Now, let me read the rest of what you had to say. So it says, man, oh man, I tried to warn her since the industry execs didn't nominate her and pretty much told her don't even come to the Grammys. We have our new girl, Doechii. If you remember, they gave Doechii so much camera time where she was in the background doing mean face expressions while Meg at home being lied to by the label, telling her, oh, it's just sitting down to focus on Coachella and new song. Meanwhile, the whole time they know they ain't going to push or support her more than they have to. They see themselves have to fake her tour numbers. They've seen this. They've seen the have to fake his numbers. It's why she's so confused about what's going on and why Kendrick Lamar will be too when this much overcompensating. And you think what the hell? Oh, you think the hotties are so big, and it's 30 to 50%, maybe more bots. You get gassed. Basically, he's saying that there's not as many fans of Megan Thee Stallion as she thinks there are, and she has a false idea. Well, I'm sorry, She has a how can I say her she has an inflated sense of how big she is or how popular she really is, and that's another thing that goes on too. Is that yo like I guess you could say it went over payola, right? But you're not able to tell how popular an artist is at times because someone can always fake their numbers. Anyway, she believed her own hype and they booked Coachella, but no one talked about it at all and proceeded to push out a new song to capitalize on that performance, and it's just pure crickets. And my God, you had budget and everything. Label did what they had to do so you couldn't say they not supported you and let you fall on your face. All the best to her, but the label and management have realized the social empathy credit has run dry, and now more people side with Tory Lanez, and they don't want a black female Blake Lively situation in their hands. That's my best guess. Actually, I never thought about her case with Tory being a part of why she's having these troubles. But let me go ahead and show this one too, so you guys can check it out. Oh my bad, I wasn't even sharing the screen. My bad. But I mean, it was the same picture from earlier. But so so this is this like the stream? No, I'm going to just read what's going on. So see what happens when you let Rock Nation fill your head with lies and bop the hell out of your music first week. Then you end up clueless why your music dropped off and why you got no Grammy nominations, and why they didn't even invite you. Clearly, Rock Nation and labels putting their money behind the next female rapper they control, who isn't desperate for her moment and will adhere to whatever they say, compared to Meg, who's gotten a false ego. They definitely learning Meg hard. It definitely doesn't help that that Nicki Minaj is paying her all kinds of dust and no attention, so there's no clout she can get off Nicki. She tried the other day to get clout off of Tory Lanez, even with restraining order. Her 20 to 2024 sympathy package run is over. No one cares about the alleged shot to the foot. Everybody seemingly wants the guy who shot you allegedly out of prison. Every day, more doubts comes, but what? So when he walks out of jail, he's going to get the biggest welcome home package and features and be an independent artist off that. He definitely got a couple of Drake features immediately. Meanwhile, you're free and flopping already, and did a whole Amazon show to show the real you. And turns out people don't like what they see even more. What the fuck? I don't know, man. I have to read this stuff beforehand. So basically, what he's saying basically is that yo, you're not really a star. That's something else too. Like you will have people who will be propped up, so-called propped up, and I always felt that way about like her music. Like I never really understood. I guess I don't understand, but it's like everything about your career just seems unfair. I don't really see like any grind. There's no journey and there's no substance to you whatsoever. But the Tory Lanez, how she handled that was the epitome of how modern women think. She had no foresight in the situation. Like it didn't occur to her at all that you know what the long term ramifications of this case will be dire, and people will look at me differently, and people will look at me as a person that does not have any character. All right, but not only that, but what it was that being as though she was doing it to a black man, she really thought that people wouldn't care. Now I understand that I believe the state themselves charged him, or the whatever jurisdiction that happened in, they would have went charging him and whatnot. But she basically could have told the truth and say, you know what, that's not what happened. And not only did they lock this man up, but they locked this man up and gave him a bunch of time. Don't get me wrong, Tory Lanez isn't really the best dude, but in terms of what he's been locked up for, I understand him having to serve some kind of time, but sentencing this man to 20 years in prison, it's fucking crazy. Like, you got someone locked up for 20 years. And also, one of the reasons why it's an important story is because it really represents the relationship that modern men have with modern women in terms of like what you're risking by having a relationship and spending too much time with a lot of these women, right? Don't get me wrong, it was a reckless situation, right? But things just didn't have to go that way, all right? Because my understanding, I don't know if I'm from a different universe. My understanding of Tory Lanez and Meg Thee Stallion was that they were dating. I never not didn't think that they weren't dating. And it wasn't until like this whole thing happened that she starts talking about him like they wasn't. I'm like, fam, it looked like y'all was fucking. I thought y'all was there. I thought y'all was together. So I'm like, where, like, what is this shit? And these are the kind of things that men have to deal with every day if they want to be in relationships where for the most part, women will revise y'all history and say, you know, like for example, like, you know, when men have these experiences where like, yo, you around someone all the time, you think that you and this person are close, and all this stuff, and then out of nowhere they just change up on you. You know what I'm saying? And women are more likely to do that because for the most part, yo, like look at the divorce rate. For the most part, what men are picking up on is like, you know what? If this happens to all y'all, that means in this a version of it happened to me. Yo, women have shown, yo, listen, I could love you one day and say I love you one day, and then the next day, I just wake up and hate you. You know what I'm saying? And if you're over the age of 35, you have the objective thinking to realize, yeah, that's happened to me before. And now that we all share stories on the internet, men are realizing, oh, so this is like an inevitable thing that's going to happen with all y'all. So why get married or why be in a committed relationship and basically become emotionally invested just for you to do whatever. You know what I mean? And in this situation right here, this is a prime example of that because these people had a relationship, and you gotta think about what it feels like to be close to someone who got you locked up and ruined your life. In these situations right here, people will say shit like, "Oh, well, you know, that's why you need to be married," or if he wasn't in the street. Whenever bad things happen to black men and men in general, people always try to find a way to say, "Oh, well, we should have been doing so and so." It's like the same thing with Shannon Sharpe. You know what I'm saying? What we got here? Where that video at? Oh goodness, messed up my whole flow. I didn't want to click the wrong thing. That's all right.
Everybody always talk about date your age, date your age.
Hold on, y'all. Fuck, did I just? What's this one?
Well, I want to date my wage. I'm finna shut all this ish down tonight. I want to date my wage.
Stay right there. Stay right.
Where y'all at? Hey, chat, where they at?
Hold on. Cause you know I keep it on me now.
Yeah.
I keep it on me. You want to date your what?
I want to date my wage, not my age. I want to date my wage. So where are they? Cause y'all always talking about date your age, date your age. I want to date my wage. So come on with it.
Well, you talking?
As a matter of fact, I'm taking applicants as we speak.
Well, you talking spicy tonight, boy.
Everybody always talk about date your age, date your age. Well, I want to date my wage. I'm finna shut all this ish down tonight. I want to date my wage.
Stay right there.
Where y'all at? Hey, chat, where they at?
Hold on. Cause you know I keep it on me now.
Yeah.
Oh, Nightcap and Boost Mobile, presented by Boost Mobile. That's the sign. Nightcap, Boost Mobile. Oh, okay. But now, and then they had their partners over here. I think this is DraftKings, and I don't know what this is. It's DraftKings. So they.
Excuse me. So this video is mostly about the changes that people see on the show after the whole incident and whatnot. And Angry Man made a good point about he's going through all this shit just because he was in a relationship. Now, mind you, this is somebody that he cool with, he's close to, and not only did she switch up on him, she's trying to ruin him. Actually, she is kind of. If this would have happened before the internet, his life would be over. His life might be over, or he would be having a really hard time. But what you're about to see is Shannon Sharpe has built 2 platforms by himself. You cannot cancel Shannon Sharpe. Shannon Sharpe don't need that bread, bro. He don't need that. He don't need that show. Stephen A. Smith need that show. Stephen A. Smith got an online show too. And I think he does numbers. I don't know, but it's different. People really like this Chad Ochocinco and Shannon Sharpe John. Whether or not they have sponsorships, they're going to do numbers, crazy numbers, and make good money from them channels. But anyway, I bring all this stuff up for us back to Stallion with her again ruining her image because again what's happening is the world is changing back because the economy is getting so goddamn crazy that we're gonna have to start getting people together. And and on top of that, black people, whether we believe it or not, even though for the most part we are kind of cooked, but some of us may be able to get together. And I implore those of us who want to be in a relationship, please find someone. Women, please listen. Matter of fact, that's the main problem. Is that the women are trying to choose the men like kids trying to choose parents, rather than a parent trying to choose a kid. It's like let's say to adopt, right? You know what I'm saying? But because like, yo, if you're a kid and like, you're trying to come from a position, like, can you imagine an orphan trying to like negotiate like what the parents are going to adopt them? Hold on. Before I go home with y'all and whatnot, what kind of allowance am I going to be getting? Oh no. I can't be adopted by parents who can't afford to give me an allowance. Or all right, well, what kind of self and what kind of benefits do I get? Do I get a trust fund? You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Oh no. I'll stay in the orphanage. I mean, listen, look, I'm like, I'm not trying to be like I'm trying to be your legacy. But anyway, all right, man. I'm supposed to not be doing this shit, honestly, but whatever. Niggas always gotta show they. All right, yo, we are out of here. I love y'all. Please subscribe to the channel. Hold on, before I go, I want to hit that real quick.
New sash.
It wasn't. Yeah.